Hello and welcome to SBU TV News' Election 08 coverage. I'm Anthony Famulari. Well, on March 31st, Ann Coulter, conservative political pundit and New York Times bestselling author, was right here at Stony Brook University to offer her views on the war on terror to the 2008 presidential election. Many of these views controversial.
Because, like I say, we're in a world of international terrorism, and they call themselves true Muslims. You know, the worst that would happen with a, really committed, crazy, fundamentalist Christian is he would really turn the other cheek. It's like September 10th all over again. And by the way, horror movies are very moral. It's right after having premarital sex, they always get killed. I mean, what are taxes? What are entitlement programs? It's the government putting a gun to your head and saying, give us your money, we're going to give it to somebody else. They all run from the liberal label. They're progressives now. Well, you know what? They were progressives 50 years ago. They were communists. People realized they were communists. They said, no, we're progressives. Then people realized progressives were communists, so they called themselves liberals. People realized liberals are communists. Now they're back to progressives again. The traditional leadership of the Republican Party is dead. It's dead. Conservatives are not going along with this John McCain, because if, as I suspect, he goes down in flames, they'll turn around and blame it on him being too conservative. I just said I thought Hillary would be better than John McCain because I thought it was true. He's the minimum amount conservative you have to be elected in Arizona. McCain is a liberal who has to be elected by conservatives. Romney and Giuliani are conservatives who have to be elected by members of the Soviet Politburo. I think Giuliani and Romney were probably, of the top candidates, were the two most conservative because they cut taxes in the Soviet Union. If the worst liberal Democrat is elected and, enacts some horrendous national health care, okay, that can be overturned. 20 million illegals getting citizenship changes the country. That cannot be overturned. And by the way, my pledge was to vote for Hillary over McCain. It wasn't to vote for B. Hussein Obama over McCain. Yeah, I think Michelle Obama is an abomination. She is a hateful woman. All the college Republicans in the audience, your job is to go to Hollywood when you graduate. I know you all think you're going to law school. No, tell your liberal friends to go to law school. It's a wasteland.
The crowds filed into the SAC auditorium to hear the controversial Ann Coulter speak Monday night on topics ranging from global warming.
I think it's untrue that there is a dangerous man-made global warming. Let me put it that way. The Earth gets warmer, the Earth gets cold. Good luck with your solar panels. We're a transcontinental nation. We do need oil. We need to be drilling in Anwar. We need to be drilling all around the coast. We need to be deploying nuclear energy like mad, and all this chit-chat about windmills and solar power is just a way to get people to start living in teepees again. The way the Indians lived, running after the rear end of an animal every time their stomachs growled, could support, about 800,000 people on this continent. It is creation. It is energy. It is power that builds skyscrapers and elevators and nuclear power plants. I wonder if we even still have, nuclear power scientists in this country. It has been so wiped out by Jane Fonda.
To Governor Spitzer.
Absolute humiliation and embarrassment to the point that I really think he's got to leave the country. But what can he do now? What can he do? I think he should probably go to Paris. They don't really mind that sort of thing over there. They're beasts. So thanks for asking about Spitzer.
And while many of her opinions may not be too popular with most on campus, those in the audience were no doubt entertained.
She was entertaining as always, but I thought for a small venue she really stayed and answered everyone's questions really fully and really kind of showed that she cared about what people were asking her.
It's always interesting to hear Ann Coulter speak, whether you agree with her or not on every single thing she has to say, but she's entertaining in her thoughts, and most of the time as a Republican I'm in agreement with her, and this was a good venue to do it here at Stony Brook, and it was a good experience for us to come out from Manhattan.
You don't really see conservatives in the media as often as you see liberals, and when you do see the conservatives, they don't always speak their mind as ferociously as Ann Coulter does. So there's a lot of things that she says that just really make sense, but a lot of people are too afraid to voice because they can be called Nazis or racists or just be criticized for it. But she's not afraid of that, and that's really refreshing.
I actually thought it would be a little bit more turbulent as far as people disagreeing with her and people showing up and protesting.
Her whole stance on John McCain I thought was really interesting because as a Republican, I took the party nominee and I was like, okay, well, I support McCain also. But some of the things that she was saying about how, Hillary Clinton's more conservative than he is, that was just really interesting to hear that whole viewpoint.
I like what she was saying about the campaign finance. She really harped on that a lot. And her reasoning, a lot of Republicans go on about it and say what a terrible thing it is. But I think she really explained, to people who maybe aren't as familiar with politics and how all of it works, I think she really explained how it really can hurt the American electoral system.
I thought it was really kind of interesting how she kept saying "be Hussein Obama" instead of Barack to kind of put that little edge in there. Yeah. But overall, very great performance.
I've seen Ann speak in the past, but just as always, it's entertaining. And right now, we get a book signed, and it was a good experience.
And whether Coulter likes it or not, one of the 3 remaining candidates will be elected president. However, her feeling toward John McCain could change for the better under one circumstance.
One way I'd vote for him is if he picked Romney.
So will McCain choose Romney as his running mate? It may be too early to speculate, but according to the Arizona senator, he's already compiled a list of presumptive VPs.
Can you just, give just a sense of, how many names are on there, how far in the vetting process?
I think it's like 20, but I can't talk to you too much about it, obviously. I wouldn't expect us really from what every other process has been, it takes weeks, and if not months, to just go through the
Do these people even know they're on this list?
No. There's about 100 that think so.
I think they should be.
Maybe more than that.
And what of the other side of the political spectrum? Well, many are criticizing Democratic National Committee Chairman Howard Dean for not interceding in the tight Democratic race. But Dean claimed on an interview with CNN's Campbell Brown that he and the party have things under control.
There are those, and I think you know this, who've criticized you for not playing a stronger role in terms of your job as head of the Democratic Party and trying to get this resolved. I mean, you have taken a back seat, and as you just said, your view is it's up to the campaigns to work this out.
No, my view is that the voters will work it out, and I have to chuckle a little bit. The people who are complaining that I'm not taking a stronger role, when you drill down on that a little, as I have when they've called me, is I see what you mean is you'd like me to be a strong leader and adopt your point of view and then ram it through the DNC. I'm not going to do that for either side. There are going to be donors and supporters on both sides that are mad at me. I'm going to play this one by the rules, right? There's this clear set of rules. Everybody knew what those rules were a year and a half ago. Those are the rules that we're going to nominate the next president of the United States under, and we're not going to bend the rules for either side. And while the superdelegates continue, I presume, to come out and say who they're for, I think we're going to know who the nominee is. And I think I'd like to. There's no reason that the superdelegates have to say who they're for by July 1st, but I'd like them to think about the country and their party as they do. They're going to have to vote sooner or later. Sooner is better. We need to get this wrapped up by the 1st of July, and I think we can. The only thing that can make John McCain president of the United States is if we have a big fight at the convention and go off divided, and I'm determined not to let that happen.
So Howard Dean seems confident with the direction of the Democratic Party for the 2008 election, as does John McCain with the Republican Party. So how does Ann Coulter feel?
I mean, I'm already looking ahead to 2012, and maybe there's some...
For SBU TV News, I'm Anthony